Hi guys, welcome to Robin Hood Diaries tonight. It's a good one. How are you? Rhetorically speaking, I guess, because I can't get an answer, but I hope you're well. Tonight was previewed, pre-drag, okay? Pre-drag, guys. Pre-drag. Not a lot of draggy talk from Sean tonight. Kind of by proxy, but. So this is like all before, like my crawling in part of the whole drag stuff that you've heard about, which led to all the stuff that you've heard about and heard about and heard about ad nauseum 1,500 times. Woohoo, by the way. So we're not, we may be at 15. So, again, like I said, this is pre-drag, okay? So this is like, I'm going to tell it like what they used to have these things on Sunset Boulevard called Stars Homes. And it was usually a kid with a wooden sign and a box of maps that were outdated about where Jimmy Stewart lived or whatever. But it was quick and easy, quick and dirty. So I'm going to give you that on this, because if I go into name dropping and the different scenes and the sub scenes and the clubs and the sub clubs, then we'll be here all night long. We don't want to do that. So here's how it all started. Once upon a time, this nerdy little guy answered an LA Weekly ad that I put out for a boyfriend. We went on a date of sorts. It became painfully obvious that we were not attracted to one another, and we became friends. He was a shoe salesman, but he was very much into knowing a lot of really hip people. So this gentleman takes me, as subsequent to this blind date, to a few clubs. And they're poppin' clubs. This is a scene that I've never, not seen, but this is just like kind of back into current party hip scene like I hadn't been in a while. Okay, I was running with the wolves. They weren't necessarily worried about being too hip. You know, where's the coin? So, this guy then, who's now this television mogul, doesn't know my agenda, of course, and I don't want to call it that. I wish I could have a synonym for that, but I really wanted in the underground scene to essentially document the underground scene. And this was right when I started working for the county. This is when I fell into drag, guys, is right when I started working for the health department of Los Angeles County. So, hi, OAPP, back in the day. So, anyway. So in and around hustling these few times going to clubs, I'm at a club that is under the back lot of Studio One. If you know, you know, it's in West Hollywood, and there's an area below. And in this club, which was not crowded at all at the time, it was more of a cocktail-y, sparse scene. There was a drag queen at the bar named Candy Ass. Candy Ass in and of herself is notorious. So I don't know if you want to Google her or ask your friends, but I can't, she's a tornado. I can't, that would take up 3 shows. But we have kismet right away. Right away, we are enthralled with each other in the weirdest, differentest kind of ways. Her with her understanding the asinine nature of my celebrity, and yet reveling in it, but not being in awe of it, but not exploiting it, but just sort of like exposing it and using it in the kindest heart, Ted, of ways. Although I wouldn't necessarily characterize Candy as kind-hearted. Anyway, Candy soon becomes my drag mom. All drag queens have, worth their salt, have a drag mom of sorts. And I'm here to say that Candy Ass was my drag mom. Okay, so then this becomes a thing, right? So we meet, there's this like friggin' hurricane at the bar about we just glom in all kinds of ways. And I'm not thinking about drag. I had, you know, in my gay bar exploring lost year, I had mingled with drag queens, plenty of them. You know, I opened doors, got them gum, cocktails. So I was a little old hat. I mean, I was a little familiar with this kind of role.